Okay, the reason why I'm making this video is because I looked back at my review of the Chronicles of Giant the Hedgehog, and I really disliked that game, but I have to admit, I was being a douchebag. So, I would like to apologize to the creator of the game and any of his fans, because they did have a good point. I was being too harsh. I never bothered to explain how the game could be improved. I never even bothered to help the guy out. So, to make up for this, I would like to show one of my old games. And believe me, this game is complete shit. I mean, it's really bad. This was the second game I made, and I never did come up with a title of it, so I am dubbing it No Name. Yep, I know, very original, huh? Okay, so to begin with, the introduction got lost, so... But basically you wake up from bed and, yeah. One thing I never bothered to do is come up with a name for the main character. I didn't come up with a storyboard before starting this game. I just added things in that I thought were cool. But basically the plot is you wake up, you realize you have to go to work, and... Yeah, this was when I first started out mapping. Now what you're seeing here is some kind of glitch, but for some reason, the walls... it looks bad. They didn't look like that, but somehow they got this way. And yes, this is supposed to be a house sideways. I have no idea why I didn't think to look at a good example before I started. But that's actually an attempt at making a house sideways. Wow, that's just bad. But also, look at how big the buildings are. They shouldn't be that big. But unfortunately, I thought it would be a good idea to make buildings that big. Looking back at this, the mapping is horrid. Well, I guess I made a door, but for some reason it takes you back there. I have no idea why I did that, but I did. Anyway, let's head on to my work. And basically this is the world map. Yeah, I thought it would be cool to have it when you leave the town and the music changes. Notice how it's lagging a little bit. Unfortunately, this type of game, it unfortunately doesn't work because having a map this big lags the game. Okay, so now we're at the work. And believe me, from here on out, the story can get worse. And by it can get worse, I mean that it probably can get worse from here on out. I'm not sure, I haven't played this in a while. This is something I'm actually impressed with. The elevator. This is something they actually put some work into. But does not make up for the next room. Now if you look around, you'll see that the map, it's just too big. I mean, this room could have been smaller. And second, I just noticed something. What are they working on in this room? Why are there desks? I mean, what kind of workplace is this that doesn't even... Are there like any... What is this workplace even used for? I don't get it. I wasn't thinking straight. All I was doing was just, oh la la la, I'm gonna make a stereotype workplace where there are desks where you work on papers, there's gonna be copying machines, there's gonna be all that shit. Yep. Do what I did and you'll get this hellhole that you're looking at now. Believe me, I was not thinking this story through. I mean, thank God I never released a demo for this, because this would probably be compared to Final Finale. I'd hate to admit it, but I think I can easily compare this game to Final Finale in terms of badness. This is how bad my game was. I mean, I know it was my second game, but I really could have done some research and could have looked at our maps. And it wasn't until after the second game that I actually started to get serious and start to do exactly that. Because I played through this and realized how boring it was. One thing I also want to say is, I apologize for the mic. And really, I have to say that I agree with Salieri. I sound like a mix between Roy the Dinosaur and Elmer Fudd. But anyway, here's the boss. And yep, he's a stereotype with gold on his desk. Your stereotypical rich man. And he wants to test your loyalty. What kind of boss has you going... what kind of boss has you leave your work area and say, "I want to test your loyalty, sir"? Not only that, but he wants you to go to these mountains and find this prankster that is stopping them from working there. And yeah, this story is starting to... I feel retarded trying to explain this story, but basically he wants you to go to these mountains and test your loyalty. And seriously, what the fuck was I smoking? He wants you to also punish this prankster. And seriously, does that sound creepy to you? I mean, he wants you to go to these mountains and punish this prankster. Ooh! Bill! To my office now! Yes, sir? I want you to go to these mountains and test your loyalty to the company. And I want you to punish this kid that keeps pulling pranks on me. You've got it, boss! Seriously, what the hell kind of story is that? Something that I made... I can't believe I made this. I mean, I'm speechless. Okay, so I skipped ahead because I don't think you want to watch me leave the building. So anyway, we were supposed to head to the mountains to find this prankster. But I still don't get why I had the boss have you do this when you think he would rather call the police to investigate and keep his workers working. I know this boss character is supposed to hate you a lot, but isn't this stretching it way too much? I think you can tell what's going to happen next, but I'm not going to spoil it. I'll give you a hint though. It's a cliche. And also, I was so lazy to have it where when you leave the building that the music itself would change to the field music. I was too lazy to change that. And I apologize for it. I know I could have done it before reviewing this game, but that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to show off how bad this game is. I didn't want to change anything, just so you could see how bad it is for yourself. Anyway, as you can see, I like Yes music a lot. I am a fan of Yes books 1 and 2, and I love the soundtrack for that game, so I figured, why not use it for this cave? Have the cave darken a bit so the music can fit in with it. I admit this is something else I liked. But still, the cave is half-assed. Anyway, this building you're looking at, it's supposed to be a mining operation, but I never really bothered to have people in there. They could be away, but meh. Part 2.